Philip, I want to ask from you the question whether what was your impression, whether the Chinese are really interested to blow any kind of wind towards east, south, west, or any direction? Or are they interested are the Chinese interested in are they interested in transferring any of the knowledge that they produce with political science? I have doubts because they, before starting to study the really existing capitalists, they really started to study and invested a lot in studying really existing socialists. So in the 80s, they sent delegations to Soviet Union, to Yugoslavia. They came to Hungary, and they interviewed. They always asked questions. They didn't ask questions whether you can do capitalism or reform under the leadership of Parte. They didn't care. Everyone told them in Israel, no, it's impossible. They didn't care. They asked, what went wrong? What is what you made wrong? They asked really, they came in teams. And then they went home and they made lots of experimentation, local corporatism, as you mentioned. They already in the late 80s, they made the fusion between firms, local party associations, then unions, or in some places party apparatus became the party apparatus became the marketing department of the big firms. So, and lots of very little came out of that. And they were not much interested in writing about that. So neither in economic socialism nor in political economy, it didn't come out. And the other thing, there's the other way around, that is, in the West, comparative political economy or comparative capitalism or varieties of capitalism remains at least as parochial as it was before. It doesn't care, parochial. The West Europeans or the Americans, when they talk about comparative capitalism, they compare Sweden with Germany with America, but that's it. Nothing about interregional. That's actually why this is very important, this even. But that's what is the first in 40 years. This kind of interregional comparison. And I haven't seen any kind of east-east or south-south in comparative political economy. So basically the question, where would this wind come from? What would be the mechanism?
Well, I'm not quite sure I grasped all of that, but I'm having trouble with the echo. But I think you were asking or pointing out that yes, first, I would disagree with you. I think the Chinese really are changing politically. This image outside of China that they changed so tremendously economically and nothing's changed politically is simply not true. There's a lot of political change going on. It's often at the municipal, even village level, and also in the cities. Right? Now, I think what you were asking was, you have to remember that up to now, these kinds of changes have been both generated by the party, and they're internalized, and discussion about them is within the party. The new innovation is not simply that they are not there innovating, but they are now creating a discipline of political science to promote and evaluate those. So this has so far been done, as I say, as you said, within the party, and I think that's one reason why it's not as well known as it deserves to be. But as soon as you have this new thousands of political scientists, many trained abroad, they're also having new political PhD programs in China, right? So it's not just students going abroad, they're now having their own doctoral programs. Then the question becomes, will this how should I put it, motive, in a sense, make it unlikely that the Chinese will contribute very much to political science outside of China, because the motives will be, so to speak, internalized. They will be different than the motives that much of political scientists or political scientists bring to the discipline. They will be absorbed also within the party, although they have already now 4 or 5 political science journals, including 2 in English. Right? So there's a lot beginning to go on at that level. Now, I believe that given the professionalization that's taking place, that these people will publish and we will find, material. Right? How strongly this material will challenge and how innovative it will be conceptually, etc., I can't say. Although I can say that from the point of view of the quality of the students I had, and I gave lectures at 12 different Chinese universities, and they've got a lot of very smart people out there, right? So, and they ask good questions, and so I'm pretty confident. But I understand why up to now, we never even heard about Chinese political scientists, and there's probably not a single product of it that could be, so to speak, absorbed from the East into the in the mainstream, let's call it. I think that was the question you made, and I think that's going to change with the development of this discipline on such a scale. Right?
Please.
Monica Thrall from London Metropolitan University. I'm going to take the opportunity of your citation or reference to Machiavelli, saying that he believed, when you said that he believed that male politics follows the rules, but that female politics was more or less all over the place, flowing in many directions. To say that it does rather map quite well onto the political science versus sociology. You yourself said political science tends to study institutions, rule-bound bodies. Sociology studies people who are unpredictable and chaotic in the female
Well, they may
way.
be also rule-bound, but anyway, more informal rule-bound.
Well, I'm making the thing. This gives me my cue to ask you whether you think this cross-fertilization of political science from north to south and east to west will reduce the male dominance of political science.